This week on Lunchbox Envy, 1/3 of Chinese tourists pack them when travelling abroad.
It was Leonardo DiCaprio's childhood nickname.
And there's a train in Japan that runs off them.
It's noodles, baby!
Woo!
Noodles. I am so excited. This is a big topic. I think I want to start by saying that. There is...
Why don't you start by saying hello and then say that?
Oh, yeah, okay. Hello. Hello and welcome to Lunchbox Envy. I'm Rosie, a chef and food writer, and I'm here with QIL's Manu and Alex.
Hello.
Hello.
I've eaten nothing all day. I am actually so pumped for this episode. I'm ready to eat a lot of noodles.
Buzzing for this one. Whose idea was this? Thank you very much.
Me, actually.
Yeah, I don't think I can
Yeah.
claim it.
Yeah.
It's a big topic, and I think probably worth saying that we might not cover it all in one go.
Definitely not. This is a
Absolutely
toe in
not.
the water, a toe in the noodly
Yeah.
broth.
But also quite an abstract topic, right? Because noodles means so many different
What is
things.
a noodle? Yeah.
You know,
What
to
is
certain people, a noodle will mean something else. Particularly, I'm talking about you Americans.
Yeah. Off the bat, can we just exclude the American interpretation of noodle?
As
Which is
in
what?
pasta.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've done pasta. No pasta.
It ain't pasta, baby. It's noodles. I don't know why I keep saying baby.
It comes in a lot of forms and shapes.
So
The definition I got was that it's an unleavened dough or starch paste that has been rolled or stretched or pulled or cut or shaved or extruded, and it can be made of like wheat or buckwheat or rice or bean starch or potato starch or millet.
Loads of different starches. Yeah.
It's maybe the oldest convenience food,
Yeah.
according to history, according to historians.
According to history,
history.
that sounds like a
History
kind of my
itself,
fact
yeah.
thing that I would say.
We should address the three facts we said at the top of the show because they're actually all quite interesting.
Yes.
So there was a 2016 survey by AliTrip, which is Alibaba's travel site, that found that 31% of Chinese tourists pack instant noodles when traveling abroad.
Honestly, can relate. Like, there's nothing worse than getting caught short in a hotel if you arrive late and you've got a kettle in your room. You've got dinner.
Yeah.
You can also eat those bad boys raw.
What,
You
like a
can
biscuit?
eat them raw. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can eat them like a crisp.
Yeah, because they're already fried and cooked. If you're
Yeah,
in a
if you're
pinch,
stuck in the airport. Yeah.
Nom.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. He was an actor, but then he was also apparently a very big breakdancer
What?
when he was a kid. And at age 11, he came second in a breakdancing competition in Germany and nearly quit acting to go and do that full time. And his nickname was the Noodle. I guess because he was like spinning
Leonardo
around.
DiCaprio.
No.
Manu, you said there's a train. So this is a sightseeing railway in the Miyazaki prefecture. It runs off biodiesel made partly from waste tonkotsu ramen broth.
Whoa.
Great.
Yeah, they extract the fat from the kind of like the broth and mix it with cooking oil.
Well, it's really fatty tonkotsu.
Is
It's,
it?
it's literally rendered pork back fat that is used to make it that milky, creamy texture.
Whoa. So it's like emulsified. It's not just a layer.
no,
of
it's
pork.
emulsified.
That sounds lovely.
But
Yeah.
apparently the exhaust fumes smell of fried rice.
Oh, I love it.
Dreamy.
I love it.
Oh my god!
I actually can't. I'm hopefully going to Japan next year, and I'm definitely going to. It's like all my favourite things
I
to
was
get, like
gonna say,
trains, like delicious
Noodles.
food. Yeah.
My favorite Japanese noodle is actually it's called sukemen, and it's dipping ramen. So basically you get ramen noodles that are cooked and served cold, but then you have a hot broth, and you have like all your little accoutrement that you would normally have, like sliced meat, whatever. And you as you eat, you basically take your cold noodles and you dip them into that boiling hot creamy fatty broth. Oh my god, it's
Whoa.
really really addictive and
Sounds
delicious.
like hot pot, but without the hot pot, just a bowl.
Yeah, and it's like way less broth. Like you're not cooking them in there; they're cooked. You're
like a little-
you're kind of getting this like textural, sensory thing, and the broth is really thick. It's not even broth is maybe generous. Like it's thick and creamy, so it clings to it.
You guys must have been to the Japan Centre in Leicester
Yes.
Square, and which is great. Outside of it, they've got a sign, sort of sculpture, a mechanical sculpture on a plinth outside to advertise. That's a big bowl with a pair of chopsticks holding a bunch of noodles, and it's like going up and down. The way they've built it, because like you can't see the mechanics, it's kind of like it looks like a floating. It's very kind of
Wow.
Diagon Alley, and
Yeah.
Really
I
good.
just makes me salivate every time I walk past. It's like the best sign. I love it.
So, what form do you prefer to take your noodles? Because what's so interesting
Orally.
about them for me is gross, is that they are not constrained to one cookery technique, right?
No.
You both mentioned stir-fried versions. I mentioned in soup, but you will eat them in salads. You will eat them in cold dishes.
Yeah.
You will eat them in
Desserts as well. Vermicelli noodles.
Vermicelli,
Big dessert
yeah.
food.
Even in rice dishes, noodles and rice.
Oh, there's that drink with noodles in it as well that I can't remember. It's vermicelli noodles in that kind of milky...
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good.
I actually wanted to talk a little bit about Wagamama.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Because when I was thinking about like my history with noodles, the storied past that we have together, the real gateway drug
Very generationally important to us.
generationally important. Like, it's also very significant for restaurants, generally speaking. Like, a massive, successful franchise that revolutionized casual dining, all-day dining.
Because what is it? It's like, is it just fusion, an Asian fusion?
Well, it didn't used to be. That's the point.
Right,
Wagamama
okay.
used to be strictly Japanese food.
Okay.
So I remember my dad telling me about this place, Wagamama, when I was little. And my dad's a massive Chelsea fan, so he'd come up to London a lot to go to Chelsea games, and he's an ex-Londoner himself. And he kept telling me that he was going to get noodles at Wagamama, and I was so jealous. And then one day I got to go to a Chelsea game with him, so he took me to Wagamama. And it was literally magical to me because I'd never really eaten good Asian food. And look, I think we all know now that Wagamama is a very much an appropriation of Pan-Asian cooking, which isn't even a thing, Pan-Asian. But like at the time, it was probably one of the better approximations of Japanese food that the UK had. And I had this clear chicken ramen, this like super clear broth, and I just like see my noodles in the bottom and this pile of spring onions, and I was just like, this is literally the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. And it was also just so cool because we scribbled on those pieces of
Oh,
It was very
paper.
that was
distinctive.
my
You were
first thought,
sitting in
yeah.
long tables.
Yeah.
The way they scribble on your tables is a bit excessive.
Yeah.
And if
Oh,
you
that's
add numbers, really weird food comes out, like a carrot shoved inside a whole live chicken, and they really confuse them.
Wagamama was launched in the UK in 1992, by the way.
Ooh.
Wow. The year of my birth. That explains so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
The two things that came about in 1992 were Wagamama and Sister Act 2. And that is
Very
my
good
personality
year.
in a nutshell. Anyway, this is not the Wagamama
Okay.
episode. On noodles generally,
Yes.
where did they come from?
Ooh, well, it's a bit of a debate between the Italians and the Chinese because they both invented very similar foods around the same time. So the Italians are like, we were the first to create the long, stringy, wheat-based, doughy, noodly thing.
Yeah.
And then the Chinese are like, actually, excuse me. And it turns out it is most likely from China, which does make sense.
Yeah.
So one of the first written mentions of noodles was in a Chinese dictionary, which was dated from the 3rd century Common Era. And it talks about dumplings which were not long strands, but they were kind of like a little bit more gnocchi-esque. So they were called mian pian, which is a dish that's still eaten in China, and it's kind of born out of bread making. So it's really thin, tiny pieces of dough that are cut up and boiled in water. So they're kind of similar to dumplings, but this was like maybe the first noodle. And then in 2005, archaeologists found the oldest surviving physical...
Saw this.
They are so well preserved. If you looked
Really?
at them, it looks like someone put their noodles out like 5 days ago, forgot about them, they dried up a bit.
It's kind of like Pompeii vibes. Because
Very,
it's like,
very
they're like
Pompeii.
4,000 years old, right?
Exactly. So this was in the Lajia site, which is in northwestern China, and it was buried under lots of kind of silty soil. So kind of like, you know how peat bogs preserve things really
Yeah.
well, very low oxygen environment. So they found these really kind of long, thin yellow strands. They think millet
Well, they were
noodles.
still yellow.
It's still yellow in colour, and the bowl...
They were all the sediment that was under. They think it might have been like an earthquake or a flood. Somebody put their lovely bowl of noodles out, and then unfortunately,
Oh, my
I've never got to eat them, sadly. But yeah, unbelievable the preservation. Yeah.
Do look it up. It's so beautiful. So yeah, and then they spread all over the world. There's also a really early mention of them in the Talmud, which is the kind of ancient Jewish religious text. They talk about string-like noodle made with semolina, which is dried before cooking. So that's maybe like more on the pasta end.
Lots of noodles in Jewish cooking, worth saying.
Noodles are old. They're
Yeah.
really, really old, really, really tasty. And I was looking into the etymology of noodle, and it's a quite word. We have no idea where it comes from, really. So the English noodle comes from the German noodle, and it stops there. And we think it might be related to the Latin minutulus, which is tiny or very, very small. Or
miniature, yeah.
That's interesting because often in, for example, Chinese and even a bit in Korean, Japanese, a little bit in Malaysian, there is a sort of like framework for the word of noodle, and it's like either mian, mien, men, or me.
They're all kind of mini.
And like, it makes me think of minutulus. Do you know what I mean? Anyway.
Biang, is it Biang noodles?
Biang.
Biang. Like, apparently the character Biang is one of the most complicated Chinese characters to write. It's got like 50 strokes inside, depending on the version. Yeah. Kind of like a bowl of noodles in itself.
Lauder it on the menu just to say thank you for printing this character.
Yeah.
Those are the like bang, the ones that are slapped on the table really hard.
Stretched and slapped. Yeah.
Oh, they're so good. And then the slang noodle for head doesn't have anything to do with noodles, we don't think. We think it's more linked to noddle, which is slang for like head to nod.
Oh, I see. So it's nothing to do with like your noodle. I did always wonder because they don't look like noodles' heads.
Because the hair does, so maybe your hair is like
maybe
noodles.
your hair does, yeah.
Did
you ever have the like Play-Doh extruder that you can make pasta?
I actually smell that as soon as you said it. I was like,
Play-Doh has such a strong smell.
She's like baby Rosie being like, making my own pasta.
Mom, would you like some ramen? As I told you, noodles are just one of my favourite foods of all time, and I brought you one of my favourite noodle dishes. It's not laksa, it's in fact cold.
Oh.
Ooh.
This is bibimbapguksu, aka Korean spicy cold noodles.
Beautiful stuff. Look at that. A very generous helping.
As I think I've mentioned about 100 times, I am obsessed with Korean food, and I'm obsessed with Korea. I went on my honeymoon in 2024, had the best time. 5 days in Seoul was not enough. I'm desperate to go back. If you have a chance to go to Korea anytime soon, I thoroughly recommend it. It was one of the best places I've ever been to, and I'm completely in love with it. And bibimbapguksu is one of many different cold noodle dishes that they serve in Korea. I've actually made a recipe that's kind of going viral at the moment, or a version of a recipe that's going viral, because in this recipe there is ketchup in the sauce. But that's not traditional, but it is actually very delicious. The sauce is made from gochujang, which is a Korean fermented chili paste, gochugaru, which are Korean chili flakes, garlic, vinegar, sesame oil, ketchup, as I mentioned, plenty of sugar, because one of my favorite things about Korean food, and probably East and Southeast Asian cooking in general, is that they actually really take sugar seriously as an ingredient, and they really balance their dishes very well with sweetness. Like spicy is also sweet and is tangy and is not sour necessarily all the time. Like there's always sugar in a present, and we're as Westerners very afraid of using sugar because of like dietary healthy stigma.
But
anyway,
isn't Korea like one of the healthiest?
Totally. Yeah. They have an incredibly healthy diet and they eat amazing healthy food. And obviously like cold noodle dishes are particularly popular in summer, and this is a really good one for, cooling down, even though it is spicy, because it's just ice cold. Like the noodles are cooked and then washed in cold water, so you wash off all that starch, which means that they don't clag, they don't stick together. They're very separate when you tweezer them with your...
The Korean chopsticks are different as well, aren't they?
Korean chopsticks are different. They're often metal. I think they're exclusively metal. I don't know.
They do.
And I find them really hard.
They're really slippery, and they do look a lot more like tweezers.
Yeah. Bibimbapguksu specifically is made with somyeon, or somen in Japanese, also called shimian or sumian in Chinese. Basically means small noodle. So they're a thin noodle, a wheat starch noodle though. They're not a rice noodle, they're a wheat starch noodle. And it's kind of like vermicelli-esque, more like an angel hair vibe than anything. Anyway, just love it, and I'd love for you to try it. And you've also got pickled cucumbers and kimchi on top of it, and both of the pickled juices from both are in the sauce as well.
Oh, nice.
Let's dig in.
It's whenever you bring anything, Rosie, I am listening to you, but until we taste it, I'm just like...
can we just dig in?
There's sesame seeds in here too.
That was great. Our notes are just covered in noodle sauce now. I can't read anything.
So, as I think is the case in many of the countries where noodles are a number one carb, they're very symbolic of long life. But in Korea as well, they're actually quite luxurious. As you may or may not know, Korea's had quite a storied past, like a lot of colonialism from other countries, specifically China and Japan. For, periods of their existence, it was really hard to grow wheat. So rice was the main starch, the main carb. Wheat came into its own post-Korean War because they actually suffered from chronic rice shortages. So they had to figure out a way to grow wheat. And also the Americans brought over different wheat crops and stuff. And that's also coincides with when the first instant noodles were available to Korean public as well.
Which I will be talking about later.
Which you will be talking about later. So, they're not as prolific in Korean cuisine as in some other East and Southeast Asian cuisines, but they are very, very important. One of my favorite facts that I learned when I was looking up a little bit about Korean noodle lore is that one of the places that you must serve and eat noodles is weddings. They are, good luck. They symbol a long and prosperous life and all of these, important things for newly married couples.
But there's a nice white dress there that's going to get covered in sauce. I must.
But they don't eat like we do. They eat so much neater. Like we are bad at eating noodles.
What color is the traditional Korean wedding?
That's true. I actually don't know.
It might not be white.
It might be red or something.
Strategically,
it might be stain
red.
coloured.
Yeah. So there is a special wedding noodle dish called chanchi-guksu, which translates to banquet noodles. And they were traditionally only eating at weddings in the past because of that lack of wheat and stuff like that. And they're sort of light noodles in a crisp anchovy broth and topped with green onions and carrots and black seaweed and yellow and white egg. And it's very, beautiful rainbow colours. Anyway, because weddings and noodles are so intertwined, if you're at a wedding and someone asks you, when are we going to eat your noodles? It could mean one or two things. It could mean, A, are you getting married soon? Like, let's say you're in a relationship and you might actually be getting married soon or might be getting engaged. The other version, the other meaning is, are you looking for a relationship? Like, when are we going to eat your noodles? Like, is that,
on your noodles?
are you open for business?
I feel like the creepy uncle at the wedding would ask both versions of that question.
Totally.
Oh my God. I'm going to start using that as a chat-up line.
Yeah, it's a great chat-up line. I really advise you to try that. There's another very famous Korean cold noodle dish called naengmyeon. You might have heard of naengmyeon before. So that's actually buckwheat noodles. So it's a different type of wheat starch to the ones that we have here.
Yeah.
And they're served in an icy cold beef and anchovy broth. Like, so icy cold that there are lumps of ice in the broth.
Wow.
But it's extremely highly seasoned. Again, sugary, sweet, a bit savory, like super savory,
Is this to counteract the coldness of it? Because I think we've spoken about eating really, really cold food, say like ice cream, and then you have to give it more welly because the temperature
your taste buds aren't as
affects your
receptive.
taste buds.
Yes,
So when
exactly.
okay.
So when you make your naengmyeon beef broth, you do want to like over season it so that when it is chilled, it's going to be very flavorful. What I wanted to talk about was why are noodles good cold and pasta is not? Maybe even more importantly, what is the difference between noodles and pasta fundamentally? Like, why are they different? Why are they used differently? Why are they treated differently?
Why are we not sitting here with Rosie MacKean Noodle Queen?
Well,
It still has a good ring to
it
it.
has
Another
something to do, begins with C and ends with cultural appropriation. But, I'm sure a lot of you will actually know all of this. I don't want to teach you suck eggs, but the reason why pasta noodles are different is because they are made with different types of wheat. Primarily, the fact that pasta is made specifically from durum wheat. Durum wheat has like a sort of high protein structure, whereas noodles can be made from, as you've already said, a multitude of different starches. Rice, buckwheat, sweet potato, regular potato. The other thing is that pasta is generally extruded. Like fresh pasta, yes, it's cut. There's egg pasta and then there's hand-rolled water pastas, but they're both also made with durum wheat semolina or durum wheat. So they're still not similar to noodles in like any kind of textural way. But yeah, extruding is a very pasta-centric thing. You do get extruded noodles, but they're less prevalent than you do
When
than in
you
the
say
pasta.
extruded, that's like squished.
Super high pressure.
The Fisher Price.
It's the Play-Doh thing.
Yeah.
Come on, it's the Play-Doh thing. But I did want to examine a bit why noodles are really good cold and really hold their own cold.
And why we should stop making cold
Why
pasta
are we making
dishes
pasta salad?
for lunch.
I actually, listen, I will say I have grown fonder of pasta salads of late, mainly thanks to my friend Tom Jackson's book Cool Pasta, which is a literal pasta salad book, and I don't want to do him dirty by saying everyone that pasta salads aren't good when he's written this book, but his recipes are amazing, and there's lots of noodle recipes in it too, to be fair.
Nice.
But generally speaking, pasta isn't built to be made to eat cold for loads of reasons. So pasta, as I said, is made from cornstarch and semolina. It has a higher protein structure. So when it's cooled, the starch molecules crystallize, and that makes the pasta feel really dense, really stiff, sometimes quite rubbery. I'm sure you've all noticed this when you've cooked pasta and left it in your fridge over a couple of days.
Slimy. Yeah.
And noodles are made with much finer milled flours, much softer wheats and rice or starches, which, are completely gluten-free, and they stay springy and soft even after they've been cooked, which they will always be cooked in water unless they've been reconstituted fried for the old instant noodles. And that allows them to stay springy and soft and basically not be ruined by the cooking process. You do have to, of course, like when you are making cold noodles for anything, you should instantly stop the cooking with cold water, iced water if you can, and rinse them really well, because that rinses off the excess starch that will definitely be present on the surface of the noodle. So if you don't do that, then you will potentially get a bit of clag. That's one reason why noodles are better eaten cold than pasta. Pasta is also just like designed to absorb sauce, like it's because of that coarse flour. It is really porous, and so it soaks up liquid. It soaks up that stuff, and it continues absorbing liquid after it's been cooked.
So it's quite bloated by the time you get it out again.
Totally. Like if you ever had like mac and cheese that you can slice into pieces. Like,
That is it's quite good though.
I mean, obviously it's delicious.
It's a type of mac and cheese, like it's a legit type. So basically that can happen. Like the pasta solidifies, the sauce can even solidify, it's waxy. It just is just not a good way to eat it. The other thing that makes pasta porous is the extrusion, the method used to make it. It makes it highly porous. It creates that sort of Velcro surface, right? Pasta was not designed to be eaten cold. I'm sorry. That's what I'm going to die on that hill. It can be done very well. Tom Jackson, you did a lovely job. But noodles,
why when the noodles are available?
Why eat a pasta salad? That Sainsbury's mayonnaise and sweet corn pasta salad. Are you kidding me?
The worst one for me is when you've made one, you put it in the fridge, and then you pour it out the Tupperware, and
it's like
it stays this like it's literally like it's like a rubber fake food, and you've just got these horrible blanched like pale bits of pasta that are like sweaty. Oh, it's so nasty.
So I suppose what I'm trying to say here is like, if you're a big noodle fan, keep like trying cold noodle recipes, because there's such a wide world of like delicious, challenging temperature things. Like I actually am really, I don't know if it's a postpartum thing, but I'm so into like extreme hots and colds at the moment with my food, and noodles are so good cold, and they're a great like prep ahead food for that reason, as long as you're washing them really, really, really well. Like I can't overstate it. Do not stop until that water that's coming off runs clear. It's like the reverse of rice. Wash the rice before till the water runs clear.
When you're washing them, are you like zhuzhing them up with your hand?
I kind of like do a little sort of like,
because that is texturally one of the most satisfying feelings.
Totally.
You know, you're washing rice or any kind of pulse, and your hands are just like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
it's
such
so
and it makes me feel like an old Chinese grandma in the best way.
I did have a question. Just on cold pasta, really quickly. If you're not, I mean, obviously you can make beautiful pasta salad, but if it's not the best thing to do, what can you do with all of your leftover pasta that definitely will happen if I'm making it? Because I can never get the portion
It's
right.
not a problem Rosie and I've ever had
I literally
really understand the question.
I'm increasing my pasta portions every day, and I still don't get any leftovers. I eat it all. No,
and then it does not exist.
A really good thing to do is like a little frittata. Like it's great in an egg based dish.
Okay.
And also you can make like fried spaghetti or pasta croquettes, like, you know, mixed with a bit of bechamel.
Oh, Manu, put some effort in. Stop making it cold. Make some croquettes, okay?
Fine.
And it's not the worst. It's not like it's like sacrilege. Like, I'm not saying throw away cold pasta. I'm just saying
You're saying if you're a regular cold pasta eater,
intentionally use noodles. Don't use pasta for cold carb dishes like this. Anyway, that's my lot. And that's why Korean food is the best food in the world. Okay. If you've got room, it's time for our second lunchbox. And I can already see I'm going to be absolutely spent after this. Alex, take it away.
I have brought you instant noodles.
Yay!
So many instant noodles.
Yeah, it's like an instant noodle tasting flight.
Right, I'll boil the kettle and you crack into these.
Okay, we're prepping the noodles.
All right.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Okay.
Manu, shall I pour yours?
Yes, please. Popping
go.
the lid on. Steamy boy.
And then this one,
Okie dokie. Well, we'll just let these stew for a bit.
as it were.
I picked up these last night after work. I did one of my favourite things, which is go to Chinatown and go into one of the Asian supermarkets and just have a wander around and go as far deep as I can. It's kind of, it's like going into Narnia.
It's a great time.
It's
It's brilliant.
the best.
You know, you'll go down the aisle, then you'll turn a corner, then you'll find a second room, you'll go down a bit further. Like
Yeah.
the food will get less and less like Western and more authentically Asian. And then you'll find like there's a staircase, and then there's
There's a
another floor,
butcher.
and then there's a butcher, and then there's like an aquarium,
Yeah.
and then like there's a whole storage room, and then you go to the storage room, and
They're
there's
great.
a whole other bit. There's like a lot of backrooms energy to these places. It's
it's so
brilliant.
good.
And there's just such an amazing variety of instant noodles, and so I picked up a pretty random selection.
Oh, thanks.
I thought we could do a little bit of a tasting.
Yay! Okay, so I'm spotting some Vietnamese.
Yeah.
That one is Vietnamese. This is Korean. This one is in French.
Oh,
I think
unit.
it might be Chinese.
We've got some chicken, we've got some special chicken, we've got some prawn, we've got some
These are danjangs.
roast beef flavor.
In all the TikToks I watch of people cooking their whole meal in like 7-Elevens, they have in like Korea and Japan and most of Southeast Asia, they'll have like microwaves and loads of
Yeah,
like
I've seen those.
equipment in the 7-Eleven for you to cook your dinner in.
Kind of like a proper kitchen.
And they will like pour hot water in, then microwave their noodles, then pour all the water out, then add all the sauces, then put tteokbokki and then put it back in the thing. God, it's great television that. I love
I do
watching
love
it.
that.
But a lot of the like ASMR of those videos is them opening the packets.
Totally.
It is a good noise. I was going to say, can I recommend the book Convenience Store Woman?
I want to read it.
It is so good.
What is it about?
It is about a woman that works in a convenience store, written by a woman that used to work in a convenience store for
Oh.
18 years.
Wow.
Authentic.
It's very, very nice.
All right.
Okay,
Should we
do you wanna
crack
do
in?
it? You
Yeah.
go for it, my love.
Sorry.
What flavour is this
Hot,
one?
hot. Salted egg shrimp.
Ooh.
Oh, that is good. That is savoury. There are crunchy bits in it. I don't know what they are.
I just so good. Should you be slurping your noodles right now?
Oh, I mean, depends where you are in the world.
Yes.
I'd say in this country, no.
No, we don't like. We're very anti-food noise.
Yeah, absolutely
completely in
not.
this.
Eating with your mouth open, big no. Slurping, kind of a no. But in other countries, in Asian countries with lots of noodle shops, especially Japan, it's not regarded as rude in the same way.
And scientifically, it's a better way to eat it because sucking in and like drawing things in like through your nose and through your mouth, like it increases the amount of aroma that hits your palate.
Totally.
So it's a better way to eat it.
Yeah.
Retronasal olfaction is what it's called.
Yeah.
When you say when you're drinking wine and you're tasting it and you do that like sucky up bit. That's getting the flavour into the back of your nose. I also read another thing just quickly on etiquette. You know when we've broken our chopsticks
Yes.
apart?
Oh yeah.
Because there's a thing about rubbing them
Yes.
together to get rid of the
What is
splinters.
that?
So I think for us now, we could do that and it's totally fine. But if you're in a country where people like actually care about their chopsticks and hosting, that is very rude, rubbing them together because it implies that they have low quality chopsticks.
Right.
Right.
I guess a bit like sharpening someone else's knife ostentatiously before eating.
Yeah, so don't do that. Also, don't cut your noodles because that is bad juju.
I actually
Yes.
think it's also bad etiquette to leave your chopsticks in. You're supposed to leave them on the side.
On the side.
Because I remember there was a big uproar in the food styling world a few years ago, probably around COVID, when, you know, a cultural appropriation hit the headlines a bit, but where basically like a lot of brands had no idea that you shouldn't cross chopsticks or you shouldn't
Right, yeah.
leave them dunked inside
Yeah.
something. Like you always leave them on the
Yeah.
side or you leave them in the
It's
little...
again, same with Western cutlery. Like when you're done, or whatever, you put them, you don't leave your fork stuck in the middle of the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But people, you know, for the props and the look of it,
Yeah.
people were just like, oh, and let's put the chopsticks there, you know.
Yeah, about 123 billion servings of instant noodle are eaten around the world every year.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's 337 million every day, which is about 15 packs for every person on Earth every year. Every person on Earth.
Sorry, I'm not eating that. Who's eating my 15? Someone's eating that.
Do you not eat instant noodles that much?
You are entitled legally to your 15
I
packs.
know.
Yeah.
Well, now I can eat at least like 50 something a day.
Yeah.
Catch up.
I eat them a lot. I mean, Tom and I love instant noodles, but as parents, they're a bit of a saver. Also because, like, if I know that the carb is taken care of and it's going to be really quick to make, then I'm actually,
can
I've
concentrate
got a
on the
bit of
rest.
time on garnish. Like, you know, I can boil an egg, I can, you know, roast or slice or poach a chicken breast. Like, I can figure out some extra protein to go on top, no
Absolutely.
problem.
It
Yeah.
is the most fun to zhuzh.
So
Instant
fun
noodles.
to zhuzh. Okay, so how did we get this amazing convenience food? Where did it come from?
Let's talk about the invention of instant noodles.
Woohoo!
Nice.
It is all down to a man called Momofuku Ando. He was born in 1910 in Japanese-ruled Taiwan. He was a bit of an entrepreneur. He started his first business while he was a teenager. I think he was selling
As you do.
knitwear. Yeah. And then he moved to Osaka in his 20s, started several more businesses. He lost a lot of his wealth after the Second World War.
Okay.
And I think actually also spent a bit of time in prison for tax evasion.
Ooh.
And I think that really changed his life and it turned him around. And in the 1950s, Japan, as you said earlier, was recovering from really serious food shortages after the war. And then he was like looking at all these queues of people waiting for food and became obsessed with trying to find a way of making ramen that anyone could prepare really quickly and easily at home. So he basically experimented for months in a shed behind his house. And in 1958, he invented something called chicken ramen, which is CHIKIN.
Okay.
Chicken ramen. And he just did that he found that you could flash fry cooked noodles in oil and that would dry them
Yeah.
to a point where you could then just rehydrate them just by adding boiling water.
Right.
Is literally the product we have today, basically.
Yeah.
And it was actually, even though he was trying to create something really cheap, like a cheap mass market food, it was actually a bit of a luxury food for a while because it was more expensive than regular noodles.
Because of all the extra processes that
Yeah,
have
exactly.
to go
And it
with
was
that.
kind of, you know, a new invention. Anyway, he founded Nissin Foods, which I mean is now a massive company, and like you know, you'll recognize the name.
They're everywhere.
It's one of the largest food companies in the world. And actually, it was a bit of a while later, in 1971, that he invented cup noodles, which was the real success. Okay, and he got this because he noticed Americans breaking the instant noodles into cups and eating them with forks out of a cup as a kind of way of convenient food. So he was like, why don't we just sell them in the cup?
Yeah.
Kind of clever.
Genius.
Yeah. He was really evangelical about the he had a real like philosophy behind his food. He had an employee handbook which had lots of phrases in it like mankind is noodle kind and like he used to say peace will come when people have food. He was a really big believer that like he could solve world hunger and war by giving everyone food. So that was the driving force behind what he did.
Right.
As well as I'm sure money and
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I've written here, he successfully died in 2007, age 96. He died in 2007, a very successful man.
Yeah.
He was actively involved in the company until his 90s. So,
Wow. And also 96, fair innings.
Yeah.
Did well.
A lifetime eating instant noodles, I imagine.
But am I right in saying that now not all instant noodles are fried and needed to rehydrate? Like as in...
No, there's so many different types now.
Yeah, because these obviously are because they've been made in the cup. But like you can buy packet noodles that are actually basically just noodles. Like the Taiwanese knife cut noodles that you can see now very freely. I don't know if they've been fried or not.
So is the difference is these are already cooked?
These are already fried and then are rehydrated
Yeah.
and
So
that's
you
part
don't
of the
actually
reason-
need to cook them.
That's part of
Yeah.
the reason why they're wavy as well, because like Kind of like the opposite of a radiator. You know how radiators are kind of that shape as well.
Yeah.
To try and maximize the amount of heat that the radiator can give off, the wavy shape maximizes the surface area and the amount of heat that it can absorb.
Right.
That's
And
so
also,
smart.
it means that they're springy, so that they're less likely to snap when you transport them. So, and obviously, way more compact as well.
Yeah,
So
you can
sell
have them
as
in
a
that
square.
disc.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might not know this, but how many instant noodles would you have to eat to die?
Oh, surely that's like a volume thing before
Yeah.
I
it's
think this
a
is a real and growing
nutritional
concern
thing.
for Rosie. Is the
I might die.
she's asking urgently after the second lunchbox. I don't have the answer. Jack would have the answer. He loves a lethal
Yeah.
dose.
Yeah.
According to a poll done by the Fuji Research Institute in Japan in 2000, instant noodles were voted the country's greatest invention of the 20th century.
Whoa.
Wow.
So that's ahead of like karaoke and compact disc. Yeah.
Did you guys used to eat pot noodle at uni? I bet you didn't.
You know what? I love instant noodles, even though I don't eat them loads. Pot noodle it's like not this. What
no,
is it?
it's very much British noodles.
It's not good.
I think for me, it's the peas
Ooh.
that I don't actually
That's so
like in a
British,
pot
put peas in
noodles.
things,
To
actually,
put
yeah.
peas in them, and they're just never that good. Like, why am I eating a pea that's been dried and rehydrated?
Yeah, I think that's actually
Not-
really fair.
Yeah.
But I actually, I'm not going to sit here and be a complete snob about a pot noodle. I've definitely eaten my fair share of pot noodles, especially at university.
Yeah.
As you all know, I was living and loose.
Well, instant noodles generally and institutions have quite a big link, especially in prisons.
Really?
Like,
Yeah, of course.
instant noodles replaced cigarettes as currency in a lot of prisons.
Stop.
Not just because of smoking bans,
Mm.
but also because I think especially in American prisons, there's a real crisis with food quality in prisons.
Mm-hmm.
Like quality is really low, the funding has been cut, really problematic. And so noodles are actually a better source of food and health than
Yeah.
a cigarette, you know?
Yeah,
So,
totally.
Yeah. The last thing I have is some record-breaking bowls of noodles.
Oh, yeah?
So
Rosie MacKean today.
biggest bowl of noodles
Ooh.
in Malaysia. This was just a national record for the Malaysia Book of Records.
Wait, and when you say biggest bowl, that was eaten or that wasn't eaten?
Well, this is the question because a shopping centre in Malaysia made a 600 kilogram bowl of Sarawak laksa, but they had to apologise because they threw the whole thing away afterwards.
No.
Hashtag
Also,
food waste.
that's bad
That's
because
mad.
Sarawak laksa is the best laksa.
They should have called you Rosie.
I would have
Like,
literally
yeah.
come and helped out.
I think the moment they threw it away at the other side of the world, Rosie went faint and screamed and collapsed, and no one knew why.
Oh.
The current Guinness World Record for the longest single noodle is, guess
Ooh.
how long?
Ooh.
You will never guess.
A mile.
200 kilometers.
200 kilometres?
I don't know.
3 kilometres.
Okay.
Wow.
Which is 1.9 miles.
That's silly.
Okay, I
That's so
didn't
long.
win that one.
It was made by the Jiangyan Food Company in Nanyang in China in 2017 in October. It took 17 hours to make and 3 hours to measure, but it had to be one continuous unbroken noodle needed with from 40 kilograms of flour, so they couldn't join it all
What?
together. They
Did
had
they-
to roll
Oh
it
my
out. Isn't that
God.
amazing?
Wait, so were they not just adding bits of dough and rolling it? Did they have a massive ball?
They rolled the
of-
whole thing of dough.
How did they
And then
roll
they
that?
rolled it, and I think because they made it really stretchy and elastic, and so they'd roll and roll and roll, and then they'd roll one end,
to
and then they
make
move it
things
along.
really stretchy and elastic, you have to knead it.
Yeah.
Like that's
A
They
giant,
did
way you
a
get
lot,
the
a lot of kneading.
elasticity
It
is
took
the
17
kneading.
hours, yeah.
a giant man or woman
17
person.
hours.
I
That would be
know.
knackering.
And then it was served
Crazy.
to 400 people who did eat it. So
Oh,
I would
that's
say that was a
lovely.
nice success, yeah.
400 eat. So, because I was worrying about how many people that would actually serve.
Would you want the recipe? 40 kilograms of flour,
I-
27 litres of water, 600 grams of salt,
Wow.
600
Big-
kilograms. Oh.
6 tons of salt. Yeah.
That's so
Crazy,
good.
right?
The giant bowl of laksa reminds me of there's a spa in Japan that used to offer bathers ramen broth to bathe in.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, so they claimed that the collagen in it, basically they took leftover broth from a noodle shop nearby, whacked it in their baths, and they were like, the collagen's really good for you, really good for your metabolism, it's health boosting. But the whole shtick was just making food and drink oriented spa baths.
Right. Like
so this-
human soups.
Yeah, kind
That's
of.
kind of like wasn't it the beef broth in the
Yeah,
in
very
London in
much
a
so.
few hundred years ago?
Well,
wasn't?
they're still doing it in Japan, or they were. This was in 2007, Yonesan Spa in Hokona. But they also did green tea, sake, coffee, and red wine bars.
Coffee.
But yeah, look at it.
What would you? That does look amazing. Actually,
It's so good.
No, there's a red wine one is actually really cool.
No, it looks
what would you
great.
bathe in? Good.
Melted butter.
Oh.
I was actually thinking melted
Although
ice
it
at the
would
end
be
of the.
really, really, really hard to get that off.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah, you'd be slimy and slippery by the end of it.
Yeah, it might also be a bit sour.
I was thinking
Ice-
melted ice cream.
yeah, I was just
a bit like
thinking
on a
that.
cool on a hot day.
It
Yeah.
would be good.
Gosh, as if I even have room, we do have to move on to our third and final lunchbox. And it's from my sweet Manu, and I've heard a rumour that it is actually edible today.
Today it is edible. I have brought pad thai. 10 points if you can tell me where this dish is from.
Thailand!
All right, then tell us where it's from.
It's referred to in Thailand as a Chinese noodle dish.
Oh,
So, its longer name in Thailand is Kway Teow Pad Thai. Mm-hmm. And the Kway Teow is the term for these specific Chinese rice noodles.
Right.
This is technically the national dish of Thailand, but it has a really recent history. And it's a really nice way to think about like Thai's modern food culture and also Thai gastro diplomacy, which is basically like a very fancy word for how food can help you take over the world. So pad thai, really, really simply, is a kind of flat rice noodle tossed in a sweet, sour and salty sauce made of tamarind paste and fish sauce and sugar. It's like really heavy on the fish sauce. And then you can add scrambled eggs and bean sprouts, tofu, any kind of protein. And it is delicious.
Isn't it also characterized by being stir fried? Like that is the most important thing, is that the noodles fried.
It's a fried noodle.
Yeah.
So it's not saucy, it's quite dry.
Yeah.
Really, really, really umami, delicious. It has a very murky and confusing history, but the one thing everyone can agree on is that the fried noodle element, the thing that makes it, is super Chinese.
Right.
So in about the 12th century CE, there was a big wave of Chinese immigration into Thailand. And it boomed in the 1800s. And by the early 1900s, about a seventh of Thailand's population was of Chinese descent. So it's an incredibly large Chinese community in Thailand. So people were cooking and eating Chinese-style noodles anyway. And the reason it became this kind of Thai dish and like the idea of Thai-ness exploded is due to like quite a specific moment in history in the 1900s. So there's a historian of a university in Bangkok called Chatichai Muksong, who thinks that there are a few different reasons why the pad thai became the dish that it is today.
Right.
And one of them involves a really, really big flood during World War II, which destroyed a load of rice paddies. And the prime minister at the time was like, maybe we should encourage people to eat more noodles rather than rice as a way to like keep the population eating well, like kind of lessen the dependence on like straight up rice dishes. He says that at this time, people weren't really eating pad thai as we know it today. The kind of dishes they were eating were still this like very, very Chinese noodle, the kind of precursor to the pad thai. And he thinks that one of the most important developments was the kind of influx of American soldiers into Thailand during the Vietnam War. And this kind of introduction of foreigners and like basically tourists, even though it was a really tumultuous time, it kind of inspired the need to come up with like a distinctly Thai identity. And pad thai, this like fried noodle dish, became a way to like sell something that was really, really delicious. It had a little bit of a spin on it, but it was kind of an invented identity food. So it's more this like kind of urge to sell Thailand to foreigners than like it being a big kind of bit of culinary history in Thailand. Because
that's a really big thing they do, right? Like,
Yeah.
the Thai government have always really pushed Thai culture,
Yeah.
like, and for tourism purposes into other
because
countries.
it's a really small country,
Yeah.
but they're really, really famous. And Thai food is insane. Like when
Yeah.
I went, some of the best food I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
But you don't. I wasn't getting served pad thai all over the place.
No, it's like
something-
completely not, their favorite.
But it's funny, isn't it? There are so many elements of culture that we sell as a commodity, or we try and push it on other countries because we realize we can make money. It's good to our stage. But we rarely push food. Most countries just seem to allow that to kind of happen naturally. And like Thailand really realized, was like, this is a commodity we can sell.
Well, they did exactly that. So they did really, really well. If you think about it, like going for a Thai, going to a Thai restaurant wasn't really a thing until the early noughties. And this is specifically because in 2002, the Thai government launched the Global Thai Program, which was a diplomatic initiative to specifically promote its food abroad. So they invested about £20 million.
How clever.
It was genius in like training and grants and visa programs and like business advice to people who wanted to open Thai restaurants abroad. And at the time, there were only about kind of 5,000 to 5,500 Thai restaurants around the world. And within a few years, about 7 years, this had doubled. And today it's well over like 17,000. It also worked the opposite way around. So Thai restaurants are doing really well around the world. And because of this Thai presence internationally, it exploded tourism in the opposite direction. Yeah. So between 2001 and 2019, the number of tourists going to Thailand every year rose from about 10 million to 40 million.
Incredible.
Which is insane.
So clever.
It's a bit like, I mean, you know, the more recent version is like Dubai. Having this influencer program where it encourages people, you literally sign up on their website to register to be an influencer, and then they'll pay for you to move over, and they'll help find you a job and accommodation in exchange for like doing all of your content, which then goes to, so like this like Dubai social media phenomenon isn't like a natural thing that's happened.
That's curated by the government.
Yeah, it's very like really like it's a petri dish situation where like they've been trying to like build this culture.
So the Dubai chocolate we were talking about, that mukbang moment,
she might well have been a Dubai.
May well have been enhanced. It's not. I mean, it's not as black and white as they were being paid by this, but like she could have had grants. They could have given her like special visas to come and live and work on the basis they're doing it as an influencer.
That's mad. Would you guys do it?
If there was a different country, like I would love to go and live in Korea. Let's chat about the influencer program for Rosie MacKean. That is it for this week's edition of Lunchbox Envy.
You can follow our socials for foodie facts and podcast updates. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Lunchbox Envy Pod.
Yes, you can also get in touch. Send us your facts, recipes, questions, or suggestions for future topics by emailing us lunchbox@qi.com.
Rosie, do you have any parting oodly-noodly recipes for us?
Yes, well, I'm going to recommend that everyone looks up the recipe for bibim-guksu. I really like a mang cheese recipe that's online, but also we'll make sure that the content creator whose recipe I made today, that is posted on the website so you can all check it out.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Lunchbox Envy was hosted by Alex Bell, Manu Henriot, and me, Rosie MacKean. It was produced by Alex Bell. This has been a quite interesting podcast.